Man. I know that ISIS and Al-Qaeda are making violent attacks against America, but before we respond, we gotta deal with American on American crime. What about Americans shooting Americans in schools, churches, and movie theaters? Then, in chapter 2 of the American Revolution, someone said, I know that the British are brutalizing us, but before we point our fingers at the Brits, what about colonist on colonist crime? Look at what we're doing to ourselves in Jamestown. Remember in World War II when America and UN said that though Nazism is on the rise? What about Jewish on Jewish crime? I mean, we can't get mad at the Germans if the Jews get up on the Jews all the time. These logics and concepts never happen, but they always do with black people. Never do we tone police a community that's facing external violence to shift their focus internally to understand how violence and conflicts works. But for somehow with black people. Look, here are some facts. America is hella segregated, and this criminality fits this fact also. In the white community, in the Mexican community, and the Native community, victims of most crimes are the same race of those who commit the crime. 84% of white people who are killed by other white people. But there is no white on white trope that exists. When white people buy drugs, it's most likely that they're gonna buy them from other white people. So don't believe the hype. Just because there is most likely for when black people commit crimes, they're gonna commit them against other black people, that's because how the community is set up. So it's not a black on black crime, it's a intra-community crime. Yes, crime in the black community is a serious issue, and various black-led organizations all over the country are grappling with this reality. Ceasefire, Save Our Streets, Man Against Violence, inner city churches, youth club and programs grapple with this violence of the black community all the time. So missing with that Black Lives Don't Matter when Ray killed Tyrone, because it's black people all over the country taking their streets to stop the violence in their streets. Historically speaking, black on black crime was a coined term that was first deployed in the Great Migration, when blacks were moving from the South to go to the North to escape Jim Crow and racism, and also to get better jobs. And it's no coincidence that it was coined during a time of the boom of white flight. Research shows that white scientists and also data collectors were manipulating data around arrest and imprisonment to equate criminality to blackness. So it is not so it was done as something as a warning symbol to warn whites about blacks moving from the South to go up north. Black on black violence is not the correct name of the problem. Violence within a segregated community is. If a doctor mislabels a brain tumor as a headache, bad shit will follow, just like ignoring that there's a segregated communities. Real talk. As taxpayers, we don't fund the salaries of criminals who happen to be black, but we do fund the salaries of officials who take oath to serve and protect. Now, exposing another fallacy of the black on black logic, we start sliding down a slippery slope when we start holding cops to the same standards that we hold Tyrone and Ray. True story. Black people don't have a monopoly on crime. But when people who are supposed to protect everybody show an undeniable tendency to kill other people, groups of people that just so happen to be black more than others, it is necessary to identify a structural problem. What's worse is the same officials that's tasked with upholding the law often elevate themselves over it. So between the inadequate surface level investigations or no investigations at all, police rarely see punishment even when they crime is all on video camera. So the next time you hear that racist bullshit, remember that black on black is whack. Not only is it misleading, it's not true. This is consciously bringing you academics to the streets. Peace.